can't be right. I think I've been collecting manga for 17 years. Hello and welcome to a little bit of a different video of mine. Well, not that much, but a little bit. I decided to make a... Well, first of all, I kind of lied a little. I think I'm gonna call this video like a manga collection tour or something like that. However, this is mainly manga, but just any kind of visual storytelling, comic book kind of situation. Like, I have manga, I have manhwa, I have light novels, I have Western comics, I have European comics by indie authors, I have zines, I have just like anything that could be somewhat related to manga or, you know, adjacent literature. The reason why I decided to do this is because, first of all, I just think it would be fun and I would like to know what my collection looked like at this point in time in the future. However, I also think it's, especially for artists, very interesting to, you know, see what their bookshelf looks like. And for me personally, my quote-unquote manga collection has had a big impact on my storytelling in general, my art style, my tastes, you know, just a big impact on me as an artist. And, you know, I also like to see this kind of stuff from other people, especially if they're artists themselves, so I thought I could share my collection. I just realized I forgot to count the amount of manga I have, which is a number I'm gonna put on the screen right here. I have been collecting manga for, like, oh my god, since I was 11. So for like, oh my god, wait, how old am I? At this point, I tend to only keep the series that are relevant to me as a creative, or, you know, a series that I really like, but if I like a series, there's a high chance it's also relevant for my creativity. That's also why my organization is a little bit different from, you know, what I see most people have as a collection. Now, I recently decluttered and reorganized my shelves, and I decided to go with what I can only describe as vibes. There's a method to this madness. I don't know if anyone other than my brain understands the madness for some of these groupings. So yeah, also I have read way more than this because I am an avid user of the local library. Love that thing. And also, you know, share with my friends and stuff like that. You know how it is. So instead of just rambling on and on, how about we just get started? Okay, actually we are going to talk about this first, because if I don't do this first, I feel like I am going to spend hours talking about this shelf in particular. Because if you know me, if you have talked with me about anything nerd related, anything fiction related, you have heard about Pandora Hearts. The best anything ever, like in terms of books, movies, just anything. Fiction, Pandora Hearts, the best. Jun Mochizuki, the mangaka, queen of my heart. No notes, have a nice day. But to, you know, talk a little bit more about it, even though I am trying to keep this short, right here you have the one-shot Crimson Shell, which has been released pre-Pandora Hearts. Then you have Pandora Hearts 1 to, hold up, 1 to 24, including the Japanese limited edition of volume 20, which included this little beauty right here, Gilbert Nitre, the best fictional character in anything ever. Do not fight me on that. After this goddess of an author finished Pandora Hearts, she started working on the case study of Vanitas, which I right here have volume 1 to 9. I will be showing you 10 and 11 in a little bit. However, I have not read them yet because I'm legitimately scared. She will destroy me, but I am also excited to read it, so nice. I also have the first volume in Italian, which I got, you know, on my Italy trip. I have it because I could not say no to this. Yeah, I don't know. We were in this bookshop and it was amazing, and the woman there was so nice. We unfortunately, like, I know a little bit of Italian, but like, I can order food. I cannot have a conversation about, you know, my favorite books or whatever. and this woman didn't speak English, so we still communicated, and like I got multiple books of her shop, which I will be also showing in a second. But yeah, that's why I have the first volume in Italian as well. I do also have some merchandise, one of them being this beautiful, incredible, wonderful music box of Panderhearts playing the OST of the anime called Will, which I will not be playing at this time because I will break down crying right then and there. Also, fun fact, this is in pristine condition. It was a present I got from my wonderful friend, and I got it out of its box, like just the parcel, like this one, you know, it's just in this box, including the bottom, obviously, because I do not want it to get dusty or anything, but I did get it out just for this occasion. I will be putting it back as soon as I finish this clip. Listen, man, I am normal, but like not when it comes to Panderhearts or any Jun Mochizuki series in general, like just to be honest. Another evidence of that fact is this beautiful thing down here. This absolute beauty. Ignore the trash, ignore it. It's not trash, it's just stuff I forgot to put away. This beautiful box is, as you can see, the Panderhearts limited edition, collector's edition of Panderhearts, and it's gorgeous, and I love it, and I am obsessed. I cannot open it properly. I have not found a proper place yet. I have ideas, but I need to figure something out. I need to buy some stuff. I need to, you know, get my life in order before I can figure out where to put this. But the most important thing is, it's beautiful. I have it, and my insane friend gave it to me when she visited Germany, and she had this thing in her suitcase. This woman is insane. I love her to bits. But yeah, this is my Panderhearts rambling. I promise the other things are gonna be a little bit faster. Okay, so here we have the few manga volumes on my to be read. Well, again, I'm gonna call it manga, even though which, for example, is a Western comic. But regardless, Medalist 9 I am actually currently reading. Like I said, the case study of Vanitas 10 and 11, I am so scared. But I will be reading these soon. I got Medalist and also You're My Cutie Volume 8 like 2 days ago, and I already read some other volumes, so yeah, mangas don't tend to stay on my to be read for a long time, because I only buy them if I, you know, am somewhat caught up with my to be read pile. Also, what I forgot to mention, I have volume 9 and 10 of the case study of Vanitas with the limited edition, in the limited editions with the little sketchbook / art books. And then here we have Witch volume 6, which is a reprint, like a hardcover reprint of a comic I read when I was in elementary school. My very first exposure to like comics, graphic novels, that kind of stuff. And it's a Magical Girl series. It's also very inspired by, you know, by manga. They started in this reprint to have like little blurbs of information in the front. There it is. Like about the development, the creation, the marketing, anything. And it's super fascinating to read it back now. So yeah, I have that. Then next to it are my, first of all, my sports figurines, but also my box sets, I guess. Here we have the complete box set of Orange, which, yeah, is a fantasy, drama, romance series that I did really like. Then we have Haikyuu, the box sets 1 and 2. I do have the complete series. I have not read everything because I want to watch the anime first, and I'm not ready for this to be done, so it's like I'm struggling. But yeah, I have all 45 volumes, and here we have the first 2 box sets. We also have the first 2 box sets of Moriarty the Patriot, which compiles the first season, I guess. I think they are continuing this in Japan, but now the mangaka is first doing Moriarty the Remains, which is a manga adaptation of the light novels, which I am very excited about. The second volume for this is gonna come out in German next month, I believe, I hope, and I am looking forward to that. Here we have Starting From a Lie. This is the second, and here's the first limited edition box sets. I think they have like, yeah. I should actually put this out, this little stand. Yeah, I really, really like it. And this one also has one. I have read another series by this webtoon author. And, you know, it's a fake dating kind of story. Like, what do you want me to do? Say no to that? That's not gonna happen. Then here we have volume 1 to 14 of the series. Oh god, I think it's Deranged Detective Kame no Hashiran in English. Like, I'm reading this in the physical German editions as well as the Manga Plus version. And behind that, first of all, I feel like such an evil person because I have to have it in like sometimes 3 rows because I have so many series. But yeah, behind here you see, oh, that's beautiful. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, which is by the same author, which is like, you know how other people have like Naruto or Bleach or something like that as their formative shonen, battle shonen series from their childhood? Mine was Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I am obsessed. I love the series. I do admit it fell off a tiny bit in the later arcs, but I'd say basically everything the anime covers, mwah, chef's kiss, perfect, no notes. I would have notes, but like, you know, nostalgia reasons. Below that, we have volume 1 to 27 of Noragami. I read volume 27 yesterday. Oh my god, my heart! Just thinking about it is like, oh my god. I should reread this from the beginning again. But yeah. Next to it, we have the first series, which is just an amazing series in general, but also the first one that I decided I have to have on my bookshelf because of its contents. As you can see, there are a lot of little papers on there, which are, you know, bookmarks for, in this case, particular pages in terms of paneling, because I have yet to see someone who is better at, you know, paneling and visual storytelling in the way they use their panels. And like some of them are just, oh my god, it's like, it's so beautiful. It's amazing. It's, I honestly, I'm thinking about doing a video on like an analysis on how this author uses the art and especially the paneling for their storytelling, for the visual flow. Just this is, oh my god, I can't talk. I am obsessed. Also, I have volume 1 to 7, as well as the limited edition of volume 11 with a little art book and postcards. However, I have read everything from the library. You know, I read it from the library and then decided to buy this, and I do need the other volumes. I will get them in time. For now, this is what I have. Then we have Granelius from Rihito Takarai, who I assume has, I don't know, dropped the series. It's been on hiatus since forever. Here we have volume 1 to 28 of Carnival, which is another sci-fi fantasy series, and I am so in love with this. Unfortunately, it didn't sell too well in Germany, but I love the art style, like the little ornament stuff, and yeah, it's like, it's not that atypical of an art style, but like it has personality. I love it. Then down here we have the first ever series I bought, Detective Conan, volume 1 to 60, but I am missing 57. Because volume 1 was the first manga I ever got when I was 11. Then the next time I was in the bookstore, I was like, oh, they don't have volume 2. I'm just gonna buy volume 60. I don't know what my thought process was. I mean, I know what it was. It was, oh, I'm just gonna buy all of them anyways, but you know how it is. By now in Germany, they're like, I don't know which volume, but like for sure more than 100. I think more than 110. Don't think I'm gonna collect all of them. I do want to get volume 57 at one point. Then next to it we have, volumes that fell. Shaman King, which is another battle shonen action manga
which my friend was obsessed with to the same degree that I was obsessed with Pandora Hearts and Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I was also a big fan of this series, though. I don't think I've read all the volumes. I have watched the entire anime, and I do intend to read this one day. Above that, we first have the series Servamp, which is... In Germany, we have volume 1 to 20. I think it's definitely finishing up soon. It might be done by now. I do hope that the German publisher is gonna improve on the release rhythm, because goddamn, I know the series apparently isn't selling too well in Germany, unfortunately, but come on, man. But yeah, this is an interesting action series because, first of all, I like the art style, and the way they use the characters' powers, basically, is very, very fascinating. Next to that, we have, first of all, a little beach. We have volume 1 to 6 of the German edition of the Persona 5 manga. There's more out in Germany. I didn't mean to drop it, I just didn't have the money, and now I need to rebuy some volumes. I also have the English version of Persona 5 Mementos Mission, and I love this series so much. I love the art style, the way they draw the protagonist's hair, the cool poses, and also the characterization of the protagonist. It's so good. Now, the little shit is going back into the shame corner. Above that, we have the darker series, I guess, and like the crime-related ones. Box of Spirits is, I think, to this day, the only manga where just a panel scared me. I have to admit, I don't remember much about the story. I've read it when I was like 15 or something. But this one page in particular, one plot point is just etched into my brain, and I should totally reread this. But yeah, just insane. Insane. Psychic Detective Yakumo is another, like, fantasy crime thing, which I also should reread. Again, I really like the characters. I like the dynamic between him and the second protagonist character, the female lead, whatever. But yeah, I have to admit, I haven't read it in ages. Not so with Can't Stop Cursing You. Oh my god, it is such an amazing... Okay, I can't get it out, I tried. Such an amazing series. I love the characters, I love the mind games, I love the fucked upness of the characters, the culprits, but also the protagonist. I do, however, feel like this was a setup for another series. Like, it's a finished story, it's a good end, but at the same time, it's like, okay, now we are done with the prologue, which was a very good prologue that can stand on its own, but also, there's so much more to tell, and it feels like they set that up as well. But yeah. Even if nothing will ever come out of it, just these 4 volumes themselves, insane, and I love them. If I ever have, like, a crime-related story I want to tell, this is for sure inspiration, especially for characters and, like, their thought process and stuff. On this shelf, we have more of the crime-related stories. However, the very first one on the shelf is also kind of an outlier. It's still the best... You know, that's what I mean with, in terms of vibes, this still fits, even though it does not look like that at all, because it's Debut or Die. This is, I guess, a time travel possession webtoon thing, where the premise is basically that this guy wakes up in the body of just a random dude he does not know at all, I believe, and then a kind of game user face situation pops up that tells him he has to debut as a K-pop idol or die. And then he joins this idol survival program, which is like not a casting show, but like, if you don't know what an idol survival program is, that's the closest thing you probably do know. And his task is to survive. And as a... Like, I still listen to K-pop, but I'm not a K-pop stan anymore, I think. I think I'm too casual for that, but I used to be pretty interested in it. Still not as much as other people, probably. Like, there's some things I'm not as aware of, especially for the background knowledge of these survival shows. But it does feel like a pretty realistic depiction. Then we have The Strange House, which is an amazing series. It's an adaptation of a novel, which I'm usually not that much of a fan of. However, for this particular series, it is so, in my opinion, relevant, or like at least incredibly helpful to have like a visual aid for the story, because this is about this guy who, due to circumstances, gets his hands on some floor plans for this house, and him and other characters come to the conclusion that this house was built with the intention of murder, basically. And that's the base premise. And it's a big part of it, so especially the floor plans, which is also why the German volumes have like this very nice extra, which is actually the, you know, the floor plans of the house and stuff. Oh god, I'm struggling, hold up. Which, I don't know, it's super cool. I do believe that if you just were to read the novel, that's, you know, also like a very nice story and everything, and it's probably might go deeper and stuff, but this is such a nice adaptation, and one of the things where it's like, yeah, having a visual representation of the things that are happening is a big plus. Similar-ish situation. Oh god, I'm struggling. Hold up. Oh no! With this series right here. It's called, I think, it's first of all also based on a novel, and I think the novel is called The Decagon House, I think. And that series also plays with the visual aspects of the story, which is, again, something I really like. Not gonna say more about that to not over-explain everything, but yeah. Favorite revenge story? Maria no Dazai, Maria's Judgment. So brutal, but it doesn't necessarily feel like brutal for brutality's sake. Like, it's about this school nurse who had a son who got bullied in middle school and died because of his bullies, and she discovered that and basically goes on this revenge arc of killing all the bullies. And I don't know what it is, but I love it. It's also very introspective in her mentality. Like, I like the scenes where she kind of starts to question what she's doing in a way, and like where she basically the self-destruction, the revenge she's hunting for, like the length she goes to are insane, and it's treated that way. It's really, really interesting. And again, the art style, and I do appreciate a hot woman, okay? I stand by that. I admit it. Another manga, which is a little bit different, is Fool Knight. It's a sci-fi manga, but also related to crimes in a world where the sun doesn't shine anymore, so they don't have plants other than, I think they're called soul flowers, which are basically transfloration is what they call it, like humans that get turned into plants. And it's very, very interesting because like the ethic questions around that and the way the series executes the theme of it, beautiful. Also, there is an ongoing serial killer case that is, you know, kind of the plot of this. Okay, now, for the sake of time, I will be going through the next series a little bit faster. However, please know that I love these series. And especially, like, not especially, but these two, just, I love them. The first one is Marriage Toxin. I am up to date with the Japanese chapters because Manga Plus also publishes these for free in English. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. I love the way, like, first of all, the setup brings in real representation in a way that's necessary, I guess, and makes sense, and it doesn't feel like shoehorned in for the sake of it. Also, the characters, amazing. The way, like, honestly, if you just read the description, it might sound like one of those harem mangas where the characters, like the women, are basically just there to be like stereotype characters to Google at, which it might sound like I'm hating on these series. It's just not my thing. But these ones, oh my god, every single character is amazing. I am obsessed with the protagonist. I want to be best friends with him so bad. I am obsessed with the characters, like, just through the board, all of them. However, best girl. I love her so much. So, yeah, just some good fucking food. Similar, but like, very different vibes, technically, Gokuraku Gai, which is also for free on the Manga Plus app, by the way. The art style is amazing. I love her character design so much. I am very curious to see where this is going. Oh my god, some of these characters are so fucked up. Kind of similar to Maria's Judgment or Can't Stop Cursing You. Like, if I need fucked up characters as inspiration, this is where I go to. But also, I love the found family aspect of this so much. Actually, I should catch up with the Manga Plus set, by the way. I think there are some chapters out I haven't read yet. Similar to that, we have Seraph of the End. This is the same publisher, but unfortunately Crunchyroll bought Kaze, I don't know what they're pronounced, but now it's Crunchyroll and they have these ugly logo. But like, that's not the point. The point is Seraph of the End, pretty nice action shonen battle manga that I still love. And I love the family themes. Like, again, found family themes, what family really is, and that kind of stuff. Excited to see how it ends, because I've heard that they are in the last arc and stuff, so we will see. Down here, give me a second. Here we first have Gangsta 128, as well as the spin-off series Gangsta Cursed, about Marco Adriano, I think? I can't read. And the spin-off is finished with 5 volumes. The main series is still ongoing. However, the artist is very sick, so we will wait until they hopefully recover enough to continue this series, because they've been very open on social media that they would like to continue, and I hope they get the opportunity to in the future. The third series on here is Samurai Drive, which, now that I look at this is a very, very colorful, happy-looking shelf. But oh my god, they're very dramatic, and I remember Samurai Drive, I read that one when I was like something between 13 and 15, I believe, and it starts out as your typical, I don't know, fighting manga, I guess, but at the end, in volume 8, I cried so hard. I did not expect to cry at all, and I cried so hard. So, yeah, so much about these series. We have Neon Genesis Evangelion 1-14, and Black Cat 1-20. Both of these series are finished. Both of these, I mean, I don't think Neon Genesis Evangelion needs an introduction, you know, like the classic sci-fi series. We also have Black Cat, which is another one of my childhood favorite shonen series. Actually, it's the first anime I ever watched, like, consciously going, you know, online with the thought of, oh, I'm going to watch an anime, because, you know, I've watched the classics. I've watched Naruto, Sailor Moon, all that stuff. But this was the first one where I was like, I'm gonna watch an anime, this looks cool, and I loved it. Then we also have Mad Love Chase, which is another comedy action manga, I believe. My friend gave this to me, and it was very, very fun, so I do want to keep it in here, but yeah. Next to it, we have another struggle of how to get everything into this one shelf. But these are basically my Alice in Wonderland / fairy tale inspired series. We have Are You Alice, which is a, if I'm being honest, very confusing fantasy series. Again, it's been years since I've read it. I feel like what this video is making me realize is that I have to reread a lot of my series, which I had planned anyways, but you know. Next to it, we have Wonderful Wonderworld, which is the manga adaptation of an Otome game. We have volume 1-6, which is like the common route, I believe, and then we have The Country of Clubs, Cheshire Cat, which is, you know, about this guy's route in particular, which has, I can't get it in, has 7 volumes, and then we also have the one shot for the Bloody Twins, which is also Country of Clubs, but Bloody Twins. And right next to it we have Grimm's Monster, which is a short action fantasy series where, like, the fairy tales are actual characters. And I think the way they created characters based on the fairy tales is very interesting. And that's just, you know, one of those references for when I want to create fictional characters based on particular themes, especially stories, you know, like that kind of stuff. Up here we have Tokyo Ghoul 1-14, which is, you know, all of Tokyo Ghoul. I used to have Tokyo Ghoul Re-complete as well, but I have decided to get rid of it due to space reasons, and also because it's not a bad series at all, but I'm not as attached to it as, you know, Tokyo Ghoul, like the base series. However, I was thinking about keeping Tokyo Ghoul Re because the mangaka is so good in drawing action scenes, in my opinion, and like the kind of visual depiction of I guess, losing one's mind or like very fucked up things, and like his line work is very inspirational in these kind of scenes. So if I want action scenes or people going through like mental breakdowns, I guess, I go to this series. Right next to it, we have 1 to 28 of D. Grayman, which is also on hiatus, I believe, because of the author's health. Once again, one of those cases similar to Gangsta where the mangaka really wants to continue but can't, due to health issues, and I totally respect that if they decide to continue this series, which I hope. I will for sure be buying the next volumes, and until then I will wait very patiently. Above that, we have the Demon Prince and Ballad Opera, as well as Bloody Mary, which are both by the same author. All three of them are like urban fantasy stories, which kind of like... The Demon Prince is a straight-up romance. Ballad Opera and Bloody Mary are like BL adjacent series, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I do like them. I don't have that much to say about them, I guess. However, what I do have a lot to say about are these two series. The first one being Medalist, which I think Haikyuu is my favorite sports anime / manga, but Medalist has the potential to come very close, like maybe even on the same level. It's about figure skating, and what I particularly like about this series is, well, first of all, I'm not even sure who exactly is the protagonist. It's kind of both, because the little girl is, she dreams of becoming a professional figure skater, and due to various circumstances, this guy who is an ex-professional figure skater, but in a ice dancing kind of way, not the figure skating you think about when you think of the Olympics and stuff. And he becomes her trainer, and they try to achieve her goal, basically, or their goal, and the dynamics are amazing. What I absolutely love is, it's kind of necessary, but also I feel like in a lot of cases, children characters are just there to be adorable plot devices, basically, but here they are like actual characters. They have actual personality, they have actual goals, they're, characters, not just cute blobs kind of situation. And that's what I really like about this, and just the dynamics, the ways this series tackles development, as in personal, physical, artistic development, all that stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm in the middle of reading volume 9, and I already had to put the volume to the side because I was like, yeah, I can't emotionally handle what's happening right now, so amazing series. Next to it, we have Windbreaker, which was the lucky grab of the century for me. Because we have this local bookshelf, like free bookshelf, where I went there to bring some stuff there myself, and I saw they had some manga volumes, this one among them, and I read it and I was like blown away. This series is the power of friendship incarnate. This is so amazing. You do have to suspend your disbelief a lot, because this is set in high school. I have not seen a single teacher. I don't think they've ever been to any lessons, but they are located in a high school. Have I seen parents either? No, I don't think so. But in other ways, this is incredibly realistic, especially when it comes to trauma, when it comes to queer themes, when it comes to the power and necessity of friendship, that kind of stuff. And I love it. I love the character designs, I love the values, I love everything about this. I love the fun family aspect, haha.